Hi again, everybody, from Goss Stadium at Coleman Field on the campus of Oregon State University in Corvallis, along with Andrew Henderson, Casey Lavin, Thomas Rudolph, Garrett Dworshak, Dale Hummel, and the rest of our Corvallis Knights crew. This is Mike Parker welcoming you to Game 1 of the three-game West Coast League Series between the Corvallis Knights and the Kelowna Falcons, who rolled in from Kelowna, British Columbia, about 11:30 this morning. They left at 11 o'clock last night. It is not a 12-and-a-half-hour trip. It's about 9.5. I'm not quite sure how circuitous the journey was, whether they stopped a couple of times. But they're here after kind of the legendary bus ride that is entailed when a team from here heads up to Kelowna. And, of course, Springfield has even a little bit further to go. This used to be the longest trip, say for a couple of years. We had Medford and Klamath Falls, and whether in the history of the West Coast League Kelowna ever bust down there, I don't know. But Kelowna is one of the charter members of the West Coast League, and we'll talk about that as we go tonight. It is another beautiful and pleasant evening here in the Mid-Valley. The Knights are coming in hot. They've won 6 straight. And the Kelowna Falcons have won 4 straight. So it's a matchup of two teams playing some very good baseball in squaring off here in Corvallis after the Falcons took 2 of 3 when the teams got together a few weeks back in beautiful Kelowna, British Columbia. It is gorgeous, clear, and bright Corvallis tonight. A little warmer up there. They're expecting 93 in Kelowna tomorrow. We're just kind of cruising along in a beautiful mid-80s type world as we get ready for Game 1 tonight. Sean Wiese is our pregame show guest for the first time here in the summer of 23. He's been a go-to guy for me in each of the past 2 summers in terms of pregame interviews. His family, Sean's folks, Amy and Casey, have become good friends. His grandparents, Gary and Sylvia, as well. They sit right adjacent to me up here and always tending to my needs during the course of a game, whether it's to try to get stuff over the paper if we're getting a rare rainstorm, or if the wind howls and blows things away. They retrieve those pieces of paper for me. They bring me beverages and food along the way. They've become dear friends and indispensable aspects of getting these games produced. So I've been grateful to get to know the Wiese family, and it all begins with Sean in his 3rd summer. Back in the portal again, with apologies to Gene Autry and a variation on a theme, but a landing spot is coming soon for Sean. We don't get into specifics on that, but he's excited about the options that he has. We're going to visit with a back-to-back champion of the Corvallis Knights and beginning to come back into the form that has made him such a fan favorite here in the summer of 23. Sean Wiese joins us next after this 2-minute break on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Back at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, another beautiful night for baseball. Game one of a three-game West Coast League series between the Knights and the Kelowna Falcons. The Knights beginning to hit their stride, it appears, with 6 straight wins, back-to-back sweeps to open second-half play after losing the first series, but sitting at 7-2. And a guy who knows what it takes in this great program to win championships. He's got 2 of them, and trying to help the Knights win another one. One of our all-time favorites through the years with Knights baseball, Sean Wiese, joining me for the first time this summer. Sean, it's great to see you again. Great to see you back on the mound again with the Knights. Tell me just kind of as we sit here tonight, you're in the transfer portal. There's sort of I remember a year ago being so excited talking to you about the D1 opportunity that came your way. A lot's happened since then. How are you feeling about it all, just sitting here tonight in the dugout?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I have some options, keeping my options open, and just looking forward to getting that next opportunity to continue my education and continue my baseball career, and just looking for somewhere where I can develop and, get my degree first, and then if professional baseball is an opportunity, then that's the opportunity that presents itself. But I'm excited for an opportunity to continue to do my thing.
Sean, do you reflect much, think back on, the Hawaii experience? How do you place that in your life right now, the overall experience, the decision, the choice to go there, et cetera?
Yeah, it was definitely a really, really good time in my life. I enjoyed it a lot. I made a lot of good friends, worked with really good coaches there. I have a lot of respect for the coaches at the University of Hawaii. They took me in as a Division III guy, and they welcomed me with open arms, and I reflect on it as a very positive experience in my life and a lot of learning experiences too, but I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity to live on the island for a year.
Did you like island living?
Yeah, it was really fun. I learned how to surf. I went fishing a lot and just kind of enjoyed the beach life for the year, and it was an experience that a lot of people can't buy. I mean, you can buy a plane ticket, but you can't buy living there.
What was, you said you learned how? Had you ever dabbled at all on a board ever before, or did you take lessons? Did you have friends kind of teach you the ropes, or what?
Yeah, so before I moved to the island, I'd never, ever got on a surfboard before my entire life, and then I got there, went to the beach with some of the boys, and they just taught me how to surf, and then I just kept doing it, and then I'd go probably a couple times a week, go out there and surf, and I just found it really relaxing and as a form of kind of getting an escape from baseball. And when stuff kind of isn't going your way, it's just a good avenue to just kind of get out there and just focus on the ocean and not really think about a whole lot else.
Did you pick up the techniques pretty quickly?
No, I didn't. Crashed and burned quite a few times, got rolled in, but started to pick it up a little bit more the more you go out there. It's kind of like baseball. Baseball is a repetition thing, so is surfing. It's more of the more you get out there, the better you are, and the less you get out there, the worse you are.
Sean Wiese, my guest. Did you guys have in your world beaches that the general public and the tourist population, I've been over there on that island enough to see multitudes on beaches, but did you have some spots, you and the guys, where you could kind of have a beach area to yourselves in a sense?
Yeah, there's definitely, you go to Waikiki, you have Queens Beach, all of those great beaches, but super populated. The more you go east or west on the island, the smaller the population gets. So there's some spots on the east side of Oahu and the west side of Oahu that were a little bit more quieter and a little bit more enjoyable because you're not so crowded with everybody.
Sean Wiese joining me. Sean, in terms of the baseball, an opportunity's coming. You've got some options. Were you nervous at all to go back into the portal? Has that process been at all difficult to go through when you're back in it again a year later?
Yeah, I definitely was really nervous, but just talking to my parents and talking to everybody in my corner, they've been really supportive of me, and they've helped me really be at ease throughout this journey, and it's not an easy one. I mean, as you know, there's probably 3,000 guys in the portal, so it's not an easy journey, but just being with my family and being with the Knights, and the Knights are like my second family, so being with them just really made it at ease, and yeah, I still am a little nervous, but it's a little bit easier now.
Have you been at all distracted by it? Not to say that you're not. I mean, your stuff is good. You're pitching well. It looks like you're still kind of trying to get back, though, to the form that you had almost the entire last summer. Has any part of maybe trying to get in your good rhythm again a little bit having to do with kind of what's been going on in your mind and soul?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a thought that comes in, I think, every guy's mind that's in the portal is hey, maybe I have to do a little bit more, maybe I have to do this, but One thing that I will say, like, Coach Uni's helped me a lot with is just staying steady with my thoughts and not thinking too big picture, just kind of being where your feet are and appreciating every day you get an opportunity to go on the mound, or every day you get to put on the Knights jersey, and that's something that I'm really cherishing. As you know, like, my college career, I have a year or two left, and I just want to soak it up and enjoy every last moment I have of college baseball, and enjoy being on the Knights and enjoying this coaching staff and these guys in our locker room, and just enjoy every day I'm here.
It's a great attitude and perspective, Sean. The final thing, and that is what I alluded to almost at the start, in the big picture for the team. You've been around 2 championship teams and big contributors to both of them. You want to be another guy big down the stretch, and you will be this year. What do you see happening with this team in 2023, I guess somewhat with respect to the other clubs that have brought home championships here?
I mean, yeah, I think I've said the same thing every year. You ask me that question. I think we have guys in that locker room that are hungry to win and hungry to get after it and go get the ring at the end of the year, and I think that's what separates us, is we love and care for each other, and we play every day for each other, and we're just all, I think we're all on the same page. We're all where our feet are at every moment, and we're just embracing every up and down, and, you know, just coming together as a family, and I think that's something that's really special and something really hard to do in summer ball because we're together for 8.5 weeks, so it's really hard to create that. But here, every year I've been here, it's been a family environment in that locker room. That's something that I love, and that's why I keep coming back.
We're glad to have you back again, Sean. It's a real thrill to have you back and watch you do your thing, and look forward to seeing wherever that may be next spring. You know, you've got a good landing spot ahead. Thanks for taking time again. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on.
Sean Wiese, my guest. The starting lineups in the first pitch just around the corner. The Knights and Kelowna Falcons, game 1 of 3 on a gorgeous summer night in Corvallis. Thanks for joining us on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. The Corvallis Knights and Kelowna Falcons. 87 degrees, slight breezes blowing out to left center, clear and pleasant. As right-hander Sam Sturr loosens up with his battery-made Anson arrows. A little rivalry game matchup here, although Sam is officially in the portal, but could indeed find his way back to from where he left, namely the Oregon State program. We watched Sam last week down in Springfield face 2 batters, walk one, hit another, and was out. And just felt a little had a shoulder issue. And it was prudent to take Sam out of that ball game and give, in fact, our pregame show guest, Sean Wiese, an opportunity to come in and a de facto start, and went really an impressive 5 innings for the Knights to pick up the victory last week down in Springfield in Game 1 of that series. Well, Sam gets another opportunity here tonight, the pride of Madison High School, by way of Lower Columbia College to the Beavers, and now in the portal, part of the Knights Championship summer 2 years ago. Did a great job against Kelowna at Elk Stadium in British Columbia when the two teams got together a couple of weeks ago. And his first pitch here to Jacob Devaney is lofted into center field. Ethan Hott is right there to put it away. And it's nice to see Sam ahead of the game already. Last week down in Springfield, he walked and hit the first 2 batters and was out of the game. Well, here he's already got an out. Raphael Smink at the plate. And the right-hander, Sam Sturr, kicks and comes to the plate. Fastball high. Ball 1, 1-0 to Raphael. Sam, who played in the Little League World Series not that long ago, probably feels like ancient history for him, delivers a 1-0 pitch. A check swing taken down and in by Smink. The count 1 ball and 1 strike to Raphael. Smink is a switch hitter out of Panola Junior College. And awaits the 2-0 pitch from Sam Sturr. In there for a strike. The count 2-1 from Amsterdam of the Netherlands. 2 balls and a strike to Raphael Smink, Smeenk. Hey, Ty. The 2-1 pitch coming from Sam Sturr. Swung on and hit Ethan Hott's way. Hott goes back a couple of steps and in dead center hauls it in. 2 fly balls to Ethan Hott, and the batter will be Sam Flores. So it's Devaney in center field leading off for the Falcons. Smink, the 2-hole hitter at short. Sam Flores batting third in right field, stepping in. Connor Palmera, the cleanup hitter at first base. Garrett Crenshaw batting fifth, the designated hitter. Griffin Palfrey hitting sixth at third base. Yoma Imani hitting seventh and catching. Jackson Bird hitting eighth and left. Austin Gutierrez batting ninth at second base. Amane Kondo, a left-hander, getting the start for Kelowna against the Knights. We'll give you their lineup when they come to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. Sam Sturr's first pitch to Sam Flores misses for ball 1. 2 outs, nobody on, top of the first. Flores breaks his bat and gets a base hit out of it. The barrel going beyond first base, staying in fair territory. First baseman Ethan Hedges kind of hurdled it as the baseball went into center field. A 2-out broken bat single for Sam Flores, and that'll bring Connor Palmera to the plate. So a good piece of pitching and hitting. That really sawed off the left-hand hitting Flores, but he was strong enough to muscle it into center field for the 2-out single. He's a .324 hitter. He's only stolen 2 bases in 3 attempts. He's held on by Hedges. Sam Sturr ready to go to the right-hand hitting Connor Palmera. Sam to the plate. Good first fastball in there for a strike to Raphael. Yeah, I knew that would happen. Connor Palmera, not Raphael Palmera. My apologies. Connor Palmera at the plate. 276, no homers, 7 runs batted in. No score, top of the first. The strike 1 pitch, slice foul towards Casey Corner in the right field corner here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The count to Connor, no balls and 2 strikes. Do you know Raphael? Peter Sellers was asked by an attending physician to Melvin Douglas in being there, and Sellers was a little perplexed by the question as Chauncey Gardner, but I think eventually gave a tentative yes. And I know Raphael. He's Raphael Smink, not Palmera. It's Connor Palmera awaiting the strike 2 pitch. Breaking ball hit into Urchin Alley, the first action in there tonight. The count remains 0-2. Sam Sturr and Anson Arrows the battery. Ethan Hedges at first, Tate Shamau at second, Phoenix Call at short, and Tyler Quinn at third for the Knights. In the outfield, J.C. Ing in left, Ethan Hott in center, Sam Stem in right. A 2-out single for Flores, held on by Ethan Hedges. From the stretch, the right-hander Sam Sturr to the plate, breaking ball in the turf. The count 1-2. John Noche is coaching at third base. And Angelo Loomis, who is the manager of the club, coaching at first. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. John Noche calls the offense from within the dugout. On the first base side where the Falcons are hanging out, the 1-2 pitch from Sam misses, and the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes to Connor Palmera. The Falcons taking 2 of 3 from the Knights in their recent ball games in Kelowna, BC. Over the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of July, the Knights had that long trip to make after the big fireworks display. Good breaking ball to Palmera, taken, strike 3 called, and Sam Sturr looking good, and certainly hope that he's feeling good as well. He did not last week and left after 2 batters. On the first pitch of the game, he had a longer outing, a third of an inning, getting Devaney to fly out. He got Smink to fly out, a broken bat base hit for Flores. He strikes out Connor Palmera. We go to the bottom of the first. We'll give you the Knights lineup and see how they fare against the Falcons left-hander Amane Kondo when we return after half an inning. Kelowna nothing. The Knights coming up back in 90 on 1240 Joe Radio. No score to the bottom of the first inning at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. J.C. Ing will lead things off against the left-hander, Amane Kondo. Amane recently going to work for the Kelowna Falcons. Very small sample size of numbers, delivers outside, ball 1. This is his 3rd appearance. He's worked an inning and a third, during which he's allowed 2 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, no walks, and a strikeout. He misses to J.C. for ball 2, 2-0. No score, bottom of the first inning. Kondo back to the plate. The 2-0 pitch is high. Ball 3, 3-0. Out of Chibashi High School in Chiba, Japan, left-hander Amane Kondo getting the start in game 1 against the Knights. The 3-0 pitch down the middle for a strike, taken by J.C. In the midst of a strong summer, the batting average does not bespeak how much he's contributed as an outstanding leadoff hitter. He's at .216, but has 19 runs batted in. He takes a strike, and the count goes full to 3-2. He has also scored 24 runs. Only Sam Stem has more at 25. He's driven in 19. He's stolen 10 bags to lead the team. Kondo trying to come all the way back. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch is slashed into left center field. It'll get down for a base hit. hustling over to cut it off and holding J.C. Ing to a long single. Center fielder Jacob Devaney. Good play by Jacob in that respect, because it appeared as though Ing had notions of two, but Devaney showing some good athletic ability to cut the ball off in the gap. A long single for J.C. and Tyler Quinn, the batter. Tyler at 304, a couple of homers and 20 runs batted in. He has assumed the top spot in the batting average category for the Knights, with Blake Avila having slumped a bit of late. The pitch to Tyler is a strike from Amane Kondo. 0-1 the count. J.C. Ing, a leadoff single held on by Connor Palmera. Quinn drives it to center and deep. Devaney going back, still going back. It'll carry over his head. It skips up to the top of the fence, and a ground rule double as it goes up and over the orange padding. That is a tough break for Tyler Quinn and the Knights, in that J.C. Ing scored easily, but he will be sent back to third. He would have scored without a play on the double by Tyler Quinn, but the ball bounced in dead center, high in the air, and then up and over and out over the orange padding of the 8-foot fence in straightaway center field. So, a ground rule double for Quinn, sending Ing to third. Blake Avila, the batter. The Knights, who've won 6 straight, have an opportunity to take a good step here early in the direction of a 7th by taking the early lead. Amane Kondo, the left-hander from Japan, works Avila, a first pitch strike. 0-1 the count. Blake starts the series at .299, a couple of homers and 16 runs batted in. Swung the bat well in last night's 12-3 non-league victory over the Redmond Dudes. Ing at third, Quinn at second. Breaking ball hit high in the air to right. This will be deep enough to score Ing. Moving over and dropping the ball is Sam Flores in right field. Ing scores. Tyler Quinn into third. Going to second base is Blake Avila. The Knights lead it 1-0. Not exactly sure what happened to Sam Flores, the right fielder, but he just flat out dropped the baseball in right. He got under it. There is a little bit of a breeze pushing the ball, but it was just not the best of reads on the part of the right fielder Flores. He is charged with an error, a sacrifice fly for Avila. And now the batter is Ethan Hedges. He drives one to right center field. Moving over to grab it is Jacob Devaney, tagging up Tyler Quinn. Quinn will score without a play, and Blake Avila scoots to third. The Knights lead it 2-0. So a nice job of executing the game here early by Brook Knights. Brook coaching at third, Ed Nags at first. It's 2-0. A single for Ing, a double for Quinn. Blake Avila with some good base running, getting to second on the drop fly ball in right by Flores, tagging up and going to third so the Knights could get another run with an out. As their RBI leader, Sam Stem, steps in, and Sam takes a strike. 0-1 the count. 2-0 Knights. Bottom of the first inning. Blake Avila at third and one out. Kondo to the plate. Swung on and missed by Sam, and the count 0-2. Stem leading the Corvallis Knights in RBIs with 27. Also the team leader in homers with 3. Hitting at .237 as he stands in, trying to get Blake Avila home. The Falcons infield halfway. Kondo delivers, breaking ball, line to center field. Devaney comes in a hurry, makes the catch. Tagging is Avila. He comes in to score. The throw sails over the head of the catcher, Yoma Amani, to the backstop, but there was no play anyway, and the Knights lead it 3-0. Sam Stem, who just knows how to get guys home. He's a good RBI man, and that is a quality. I don't care, as my good friend Greg Crawford used to say, and he said it often about many things in sporting opinions in the early to mid-90s, in the early days of sports radio in Portland at KFXX. Greg would begin many an utterance with, "I don't care what anybody says," and then say what he wanted to say. to refute what other people had been saying, maybe to the contrary of his own opinion. So I'm about to go Greg Crawford. I don't care what anybody says. To be able to drive in runs consistently is a skill. It's not just a matter of luck, Bill James and all you analytics people. It's a big number and an important skill. A fly ball to center field off the bat of Tate Shamau. Shamau makes the catch, and the inning is over. That's a good inning for the Corvallis Knights. They get a couple of sacrifice flies. Ethan Hedges picks up another run batted in. Ethan now with 23 on the summer. Sam Stem with a sac fly for his 28th. And the Knights do a great job picking up Sam Sturr in terms of Sam setting the tone, getting 3 outs and a 0 in the first. The Knights come back with 3 in the bottom half, and after 1, the Knights 3 and the Falcons nothing on the Knights live stream at 1240 Joe Radio. Sam Sturr staked to a 3-run lead, goes to work on the left-hand hitting Garrett Crenshaw, the designated hitter for Kelowna, and starts him with a strike. 3-0 Knights in the second. The 0-1 pitch misses high and away. 1-1 to Garrett Crenshaw, top of the second. Garrett at .217 with 5 runs batted in. Sam back to the plate with a 1-1 pitch. Misses away. Ball 2, 2-1. 330 down both lines at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. 365 to the power alleys. 400 feet to straightaway center. Breezes blowing out towards left center. Sturr's 2-1 pitch sails high. Ball 3, 3-1. Sam is making his third start with the Knights. Again, just a 2-pit batter face start last Tuesday. His 3-1 pitch here, way out of the zone. An auspicious start to the second inning for Sam with a walk to the leadoff hitter Crenshaw. Griffin Palfrey will come to the plate. Palfrey is from West Vancouver, British Columbia, but has to be a smart kid in that he attends Columbia College in the Ivy League in New York City. You don't come across that very often in preparing for baseball, basketball, football games over the years here at Oregon State. That you don't make that notation. It's rare. So this is a rare kid coming out west, but back home. He's from West Vancouver, BC, but plays his college baseball at Columbia. The right-hand hitter takes a strike in the count 0-1. 3-0 Knights in the second. Garrett Crenshaw drawing the leadoff walk. Palfrey, a two-way player, takes down and away. He's hitting .191 with 10 RBIs on the offensive side of things. He has an ERA of 1.58. 22 2/3 innings pitching for the Falcons. 1 ball and 1 strike to Griffin Palfrey. Palfrey, right-hand hitting third baseman, punches one into center field for a base hit. Ethan Hott plays it on a hop. Garrett Crenshaw pulls into second, and so the Falcons, after seeing the Knights score 3, coming right back in their own right, threatening, with Yoma Imani, the batter.
Catcher number 40, Yoma Imani.
Yoma Imani getting the start behind the plate, a left-hand hitting catcher and a big kid. A big kid that is not listed officially on the Kelowna Falcons roster, so I'd have to take a guess at it. But he steps in and takes a fastball high, ball 1, 1-0. Information is at times a little difficult to come by if rosters don't get immediately updated. And so my apologies for not having a little bit more on this big left-handed hitter, Yoma Imani, who's up there with 2 on and nobody out. The Knights leading 3-0. The 1-0 fastball in there for a strike, and the count 1-1. So all of the notes that I have put together for the series, I'm looking and looking for anything more on Imani in the midst of those handwritten notes, and just don't have anything more on him. So my apologies. Maybe we'll learn a little bit more between now and Game 2 tomorrow night. Yoma takes high, the count 2-1. 2 on, nobody out, 3-0 Knights. Tonight is Hanson Insurance Group night. AAA night tomorrow, and Military Appreciation night on Thursday to close the 7-game homestand. Sam Sturr with a count of 2-1, working on Yoma Imani. The runners go. The pitch is swung on and missed. The throw to third is in time for the out. Ansonero's going to Tyler Quinn on a hit and run. The pitch was up, and it was chased by Imani to try to protect the runner. Arrows, with a left-handed hitter up, had a clear path to make the throw to Quinn at third. And Garrett Crenshaw caught stealing easily on a botched hit and run. 1 away, Palfrey into second, 2-2 to Yoma Imani with Jackson Bird on deck. The Knights leading 3-0, and Sam Sturr trying to keep the momentum going by putting up another 0. The 2-2 pitch is flailed at and missed. The type of swing Imani took as if he thought the hit and run were on again, and he had to swing. He goes after a pitch out of the zone. 2 down, and Jackson Bird will be the batter. Jackson, another left-handed hitter. See, this is a year, and it would have to study it, try to get all the numbers out officially. I haven't done it. I'm not sure if anyone has. More left-handed hitters in the West Coast League than I've ever seen before in a single season, and that's just sort of a Bruce Bochy, Dusty Baker kind of feel thing. I can't produce the numbers. I've been doing these games a long time, and there's a lot of guys climbing in there from the left side. Bird, one of them, takes high, ball 1, 1-0. 3-0 Knights. Palfrey at second, 2 outs. The 1-0 fastball to Jackson misses high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Bird at 196 with 4 runs batted in. Imani, by the way, playing in just his 4th game this summer. Not a lot of data yet on him. He struck out. Palfrey at second, 2 down. Sturr's 2-0 pitch is high for ball 3. 3-0 to Jackson Bird. Austin Gutierrez on deck. Bird with an opportunity for a 2-out, run batted in. He takes a strike, and the count 3-1 to Jackson. Again, I'm trying to figure out the Falcons roster that we were sent. List Bird in the pitching category out of Sacramento State. The 3-1 pitch, fastball, swung on and missed, and the count goes full to 3-2. on the mound. Jackson has appeared in 6 games and started 3, so another two-way player. Sturr trying to come all the way back now, 3-2 to Jackson Bird. Palfrey at second, 2 down. The 3-2 pitch is fouled back. Off to the left, Erin Salindi from KVAL working her craft. Coming up the road, local television over to our left. Somebody else is over there too, but I can't quite make out the other local talent from down the road in television, making the 40-mile journey up to Corvallis. Great to have them here. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jackson Bird, 3-0 Knights. The 3-2 pitch is high for ball 4. 2 walks in the inning for Sam Sturr. Austin Gutierrez will come to the plate.
Now batting for the Falcons, the second baseman, number 33, Augie Gutierrez.
Now, Bobby must have been told down below that Austin prefers Augie, with Bo Kearns asking for time and coming out to the mound. When I sat down with Coach Doug Noche and went over the names of the players and pronunciations as best I could, talked to him a little bit about his distinguished father. His father, when John Noche retired from coaching in 1992, was the winningest coach in California college baseball history when he did retire. College of San Mateo, where he racked up most of those victories over 30 years there, and still looking great. He's in the ballpark tonight. He's 92 years of age, and his sons are both coaching the Kelowna Falcons. Doug Noche and John Noche, and they have a brother, Paul Noche, the middle brother, who went to Washington State and competed in the major leagues. So it's a tremendous baseball family, and the patriarch is here tonight, 92 years young, with his 2 sons coaching. What a way to spend a beautiful summer night. Bo Kearns heads back after visiting with Sam Sturr, so Austin Augie Gutierrez stands in. I'll defer to Bobby Merwin's rendering. I like the sound of Augie Gutierrez. I like it. The pitch on the way to Gutierrez is high. Ball 1, 1-0. 3-0 Knights. Bottom of the second inning, 2 on and 2 out. Runners at first and second. Sam Sturr has issued 2 walks in the inning. The right-hander back to the plate. Fastball fouled straight back. So Augie Gutierrez, and I'm thinking of other Augies that I have known. One is, of course, the great Augie Garrido, the legendary coach. And one of my favorite umpires' names. I don't know if he was any good at his craft. Good old Augie Donatelli. 1 ball and 1 strike to Augie Gutierrez. Slider for a strike. Good pitch from Sam Sturr. And the count goes to 1-2. A hit and 2 walks in the inning. Sam bailed out a little bit on a botched hit and run attempt by the Falcons. Now can get out of the inning with another 0 up there. The right-hander glances back at Palfrey, comes to the plate. Breaking ball, slice foul down the right field line and beyond Casey corner and well out of play. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Knights and Falcons continue the series tomorrow and Thursday. The Knights then on the road to Walla Walla for 3 before returning to Yakima July 25th, 26th, and 27th. 1-2 the count, 2 on and 2 out. Sam ready, Sturr to the plate. Breaking ball, got him swinging, and the inning is over. A couple of very good sliders to finish off Gutierrez. The Falcons leave 2, no runs, a hit, 2 left after 1.5. The Knights 3, Kelowna nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. 3-0 Knights as we move to the bottom of the second inning. Anson Arrows, Ethan Hott, and Phoenix Call coming up against Amane Kondo. Thank you, Randy, from KEZI. We've already given love to the television people here tonight. And Randy has provided me a beverage to help me get through this warm, gorgeous evening. Thank you, sir. Anson Arrows takes ball one. The 1-0 pitch is hit foul over my head and into Urchin Alley. And let's see how many we've got. Two young urchins giving chase. A few of them still coming into the ballpark now as we play in the bottom of the second. The Knights leading 3-0. Wind's picking up, as you might be able to hear, blowing through the microphones here in our little quaint setup adjacent to the McGrath family press box. But the breeze is feeling good. I'm not trying to rub anything in on Andrew Henderson in the sweat box known as the McGrath family press box now, with the windows not being able to be opened anymore. But I've been out here in the outside since 2007. First year the Knights came. Always enjoyed this vantage point. The 2-1 pitch to Arrows misses for ball 3-1. 3-0 Knights in the second. Anson swings at the 3-1 pitch. A fly ball to straightaway center. Jacob DeVenny is right there. Had to move very little to bring it in. One away. Ethan Hott will come to the plate. Arrows starting the night at .233 with a homer and 12 runs batted in. Ethan an even .300 with 17 runs batted in. Amane Kondo, the lefty, delivers, and the breaking ball misses very high. Ball one, 1-0. Looks like another good crowd. That is what we expect and certainly have come to appreciate through the summers. That first summer of '07, a little thin as the Knights began to insinuate themselves into this community. The 1-1 pitch swung on and lifted to left, high in the air. Smink, the shortstop, goes out. Jackson Bird nearly lost the ball in the sun. In fact, did for a moment, but rediscovers it and catches it for out number 2. And Phoenix Call, the batter. Dan Siegel brought the Aloha Knights to Corvallis to begin play here in this ballpark in the summer of 2007. But 2 years earlier, the Aloha Knights were part of the charter membership of the West Coast Collegiate Baseball League, which included Kelowna. So 2 charter franchises playing each other here tonight in Corvallis. Phoenix Call takes a strike, 0-1 the count. 3-0 Knights, bottom of the second. Call a chopper back of third, foul. The count 1-1 to Phoenix, playing back in his, not so much his usual spot. I just, watching him play shortstop in his early days, I thought, well, this is a guy born to play the position. He's actually played a lot of center field, but I think his future is at short for John Savage at UCLA. Phoenix hitting .237, swinging the bat well. He lifts one foul into Urchin Alley to our right in the count 1-2. Kelowna left the Pacific International League. They'd been members there from 2000 through 2004. And then, along with Aloha, Bellingham, Bend, Kitsap, Spokane, and Wenatchee, formed the first edition of what is now the West Coast League, a charter member in the summer of '05. Phoenix looks at a breaking ball from Amane Kondo for strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Nice recovery for Amane after a rough first wherein he gave up 3. Here in the second, he retires the Knights in order. And after 2, the Knights 3 and Kelowna nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. 3-0 Knights as we move to the top of the third inning under the sun at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, although Sam Sturr now in the bright sunlight with Jacob Devaney standing in the shadows from the left side. The big left-handed hitter who swung at the game's first pitch and flied to center field takes a strike here. No balls and 1 strike to Jacob out of Prosper, Texas, and plays his college baseball at Rice. Stayed home in Houston. The strike 1 pitch missing high to Devaney. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Jacob Devaney, Rafael Smink, and Sam Flores here in the top of the third. Sturr to the plate, and it's drilled into right field for a base hit. Sam Stem over to play it on a couple of hops. Fires the ball back in to Tate Shamau. Solid single to right for Jacob Devaney, leading things off. He's a .291 hitter, 4 for 4 in stolen bases. And Rafael Smink will be the batter. He flied to center field in the first inning. Smink has a look down at his third base coach, but the signals emanating from within the dugout. The pitch on the way to Smink. Another fly ball to shallow center. This time coming in a hurry is Ethan Hott to make the catch. Good read by Ethan for the out. Holding at first base is Devaney. 1 away in the top of the third, and Sam Flores the batter. Sam a broken bat, base hit, so he's toting a new piece of lumber into the left side of the box this time around. If you find your home, office, or investment property dirty, dingy, or worn, we recommend you call family-owned All Pro Property Services. They've helped thousands get the best out of their properties, from investment, renovations, facility services, housekeeping, and move-out cleans. All Pro Property Services has the bases covered. Visit allproproperty.net for more information. Our thanks for their sponsorship of Knights baseball. Fastball in there for a strike from Sam Sturr to Sam Flores. 0-1 the count. 3-0 Knights, top of the third inning. Game 1 of 3 against Kelowna. The Knights trying to return a favor. Kelowna took 2 of 3 in beautiful British Columbia in early July. Sam, a long hold, comes to the plate. A fly ball to left field. J.C. Ing hesitates, finds the ball, moves in and makes the catch. 2 down. That sun is so blazing and so difficult that any ball hit up into it gives pause. Just about every outfielder that plays the position has difficulty locating a ball for a moment or two when it's just hit directly into the path of the sun. I feel like we should get Al Martino queued up to the door of the sun, right? Remember that little tune? Not a big hit, but kind of nice. It stuck with me from 72 on. A throw down to first on a back pick after the first pitch to Palmera misses high. Ball 1, 1-0. Jacob Devaney gets back. Arrows flashes that arm. It's an impressive one. And quick. But Devaney able to get back. 1 ball and no strikes meanwhile to Connor, who struck out looking in the first inning. 3-0 Knights. Connor Palmera, big right-handed hitter, competes at Cal State Bakersfield from beautiful Kailua, Hawaii. The 1-0 pitch misses low for ball 2, 2-0. Kailua, Hawaii, to Cal State Bakersfield, began his career at Everett Community College collegiately. Had a good spring this past year at California Baptist. 278 with 19 runs batted in. Fastball from Sturr, very high. Ball 3, 3-0. Sam walked 2 last inning. He lived to tell about it. He struck out 2. He has 3 punch-outs in the ball game. 3-0 the count to Connor. Likely green lighted here. Most hitters are these days. Out of the stretch works Sturr, the 3-0 pitch. He certainly could have offered had he wanted to, but he takes high and inside for ball 4. The third walk allowed by Sam Sturr, and that brings Garrett Crenshaw to the plate, representing the tying run. Crenshaw hails from the Southland, Fullerton, California, made his way north for his Division I opportunities after a couple of stops in junior college ball. Santa Ana College, Fullerton Junior College, now at Sacramento State. He takes a strike and the count 0-1. Hit .258 this past spring for the Hornets with 3 home runs. Left-handed hitter against the right-hander Sam Sturr in the top of the third inning. 3-0 Knights. 2 on and 2 out. Our pregame show guest earlier, Sean Wiese, we expect to see a little bit later. Got a pitch clock violation now on Sam Sturr, and it's a good call. Sam taking a lot of time between pitches, and it cost him a ball. Instead of being ahead of Crenshaw 0-1, he's charged with a ball for not being ready to pitch within the allotted time. And now he bounces a breaking ball, and instead of that pulling the count even at 1, he's behind 2-1. That's under the category everything matters, and it does. Maybe not quite in the, I don't want to go too far in the overall philosophical realm with Charles Finney and John Calvin about everything mattering and just spending your whole life in regret of everything that you thought wrong. The 2-1 pitch, very high, ball 3, 3-1. But in the category everything matters, I suppose in the long run it does. That now the count's 3-1, not 2-1, and he has less margin for error. 2 on, 2 out. It's the little things. And so the pitch clock, all of that, the tempo cost him. Now he's in a much more difficult situation as a result of the pitch clock violation. The 3-1 pitch, a strike, and through it all, Sam is trying to get through it in spite of that little thing that cost him a ball. 3-2 the count. 2 on and 2 out. Jacob DeVenny will run from second. Connor Palmera from first. They go. The 3-2 pitch is high to load him up. So that'll bring Griffin Palfrey to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 down. Anson Arrows out for a conversation with his battery mate. Some activity has begun in the Corvallis Knights bullpen, or will forthwith. Neil Feist was sent down there, and Caleb Waltz is also taking a little stroll down towards the pen. Caleb pitched last night. I don't expect to see him tonight, but Neil Feist perhaps, Sean Wiese perhaps, before the evening's over. Sam Sturr is hoping that all that perhapsing won't lead to a change here in the third. Sturr looks back at the umpire after the visit from Anson Arrows, and now ready to go to Griffin Palfrey. The pitch to the right-handed hitter is in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. Sam has walked 4 in 2 2/3. Palfrey singled to center field last inning. The bases loaded, 2 down, 3-0 Knights. Sam rocks, kicks, and comes back with the 0-1 pitch. A line drive to right field for a base hit. DeVenny scores, rounding third. On his way to the plate is Palmera. He scores. A 2-run single for Griffin Palfrey. And those bases on balls, the lamentation of Charlie Grimm lives. It's now 3-2 on a 2-run single for Griffin Palfrey. Good base running by Palmera, able to score from second. Garrett Crenshaw stops at second. Palfrey a 2-run single. 3-2 Knights, the tying run at second base. Yoma Imani, who struck out in the second inning, the batter. Out of the stretch works Sam. Sturr to the plate. Imani, a line drive into right field. That'll drop for a base hit. Garrett Crenshaw will score to tie the game. And stopping at second base is Griffin Palfrey. Crenshaw scores to get the game even at 3. And the Falcons have done a nice job to battle back and get this game even. And for Sturr, it's a matter of commanding the strike zone. The walks, his undoing here in the inning. And the batter will be Jackson Bird, who walked last inning. Brooke Knight looking down toward the bullpen along with Ed Nags, waiting to see a signal come from within the pen as to the readiness of whomever it is was sent down there to begin to throw back of Stir. Sam just trying to stay in the game now and make sure the Knights aren't behind, but he's done. Here comes Brooke Knight as the first pitch comes very high to Jackson. Ball 1-0. Disappointing for Sam after he dominated Kelowna 3 weeks ago at Elk Stadium in beautiful Kelowna, BC. Didn't quite have the same command tonight and will leave in a 3-3 tie and give a 1-0 count to his successor. And it appears as though it is big Neil Feist coming in. But Sturgis trying to get the rhythm and the feel back. It looked as though several weeks ago he had taken a big step in that direction. Last Tuesday, as I mentioned, he left after facing just 2 batters. Tonight, better. It's a positive step, even with the 3 runs across in the inning. He threw hard. He just had a little bit of difficulty commanding the strike zone, and it's cost him here in the third. The Falcons have scored 3. They have 2 on with 2 out, and a 1-0 count to Jackson Bird. Anson Arrows conferring with his new battery mate, Neil Feist. Will take a 90-second pitching change break in this 3-3 tie in Corvallis on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Neil Feist making his 13th appearance for the Knights. He's worked 27 and 2/3 innings. And that is the most for any Knights pitcher this summer. He's allowed 26 hits, walked 14, struck out 17, a record of 1-1, an ERA of 3.25. A 3-3 tie, top of the 3rd inning. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball strike from Neil to Jackson Bird. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Griffin Palfrey at second, Yoma Imani at first. 3 runs across. Clutch hitting by the Falcons to get this ball game even. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and Neil has inherited a 1-0 count and worked it to 1-2. Austin Gutierrez, the on-deck hitter. Feist picking up for Sam Stur. Sam wiggling the baseball around in his right hand as he reads the sign from Anson Arrows. Now comes set, kicks and delivers 1-2, a changeup, swung on and missed, strike 3 to retire the side. A tremendous job by Neil. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and the side is retired. However, the Falcons rise up for 3 runs in the inning, taking advantage of a couple of walks with 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left. After 2.5, Kelowna 3, the Knights 3 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the third inning, a 3-3 tie. The Falcons scoring 3 to pull even, matching the Knights' 3 spot from the bottom of the first. So here we go with the top of the order coming up for the Knights, who got that 3-run first inning started. It's J.C. Ng, followed by Tyler Quinn, and then Blake Avila. They each scored in the first inning against left-hander Amane Kondo. Brooks Hatch making the long, arduous climb to my perch to give me some notes on former Beavers and Knights. Thank you very much, Brooks. Anything notable to you that I'm about to look at? Yeah, oh, you know what? Because that's a good point, because the ball was a sac fly and drop. Yeah, I'll talk about that. Thank you, Brooks. No, a lot of things I've never seen. Last night, Joey Munt got two outs with 1 strike. 0-2 the count, meanwhile. Amane Kondo working on J.C. Ng, who singled and scored in the first. Yes, it's true. It's true. Yeah, and I'm afraid I do. Madeline Kahn. Anyway, I'm thinking about it being true that the Knights had 3 sacrifice flies in the first inning. That's hard to do. The pitch on the way lifted foul towards the Jack Riley concourse above the Knights dugout. A fan reached out with one hand, tried to make the catch. He dropped it and even elicited a few boos from around him and even Paul right below. That needed to be a 2-hand attempt. J.C. Ng up there with a count of 1-2, 3-3 in the third. Ng pops one up, back of third. Palfrey and Smink. It's in foul territory where the third baseman, Palfrey, pulls it in for the out. 1 gone in the bottom of the third. Tyler Quinn, the batter. Yes, Brooks Hatch, the official score, looking back over the Knights' first inning, and it didn't sink in until he just came up to say, have you ever seen that before? And I had to say, see what? 3 sacrifice flies in 1 inning. And I did a quick glance at my scorecard, and the enormity of the moment lost upon me. I'm just out here enjoying a nice summer night. He's right. 3 sac flies for the Knights in the first. One of them a drop ball, thus you could get a sac fly. Otherwise, of course, you can't get 3 sacrifice flies and 3 outs. But one of the balls dropped, and a sac fly was awarded. Then the next 2 Knights players scored on sac flies. 3 in 1 inning. And no, to answer your question, Brooksy, I've not seen that before. Tyler Quinn at the plate, 2 balls and no strikes. The left-hander Amane Kondo comes back and delivers ball 3, 3-0. Tyler a double, a ground rule affair to straightaway center in the first. Kondo's 3-0 pitch, down and in, ball 4. So the Knights, getting caught at 3, have one of their key players in Catalyst on base to try to regain the lead here in the bottom half of the inning. Tyler 7 for 8 in stolen bases. He's at first with Blake Avila coming up. It was Brooke Knight that pointed out to me last night in the non-league game between the Corvallis Knights and the Redmond Dudes that Joey Munt, in his 1 inning of work, that he got 2 outs with only 1 strike. The pitch on the way to Blake Avila is inside for ball 1. If you followed last night's game, he walked and hit the first 2 guys. Then a sacrifice bunt. There's your strike. An out occurred. Runners move up to second and third. The 1-0 pitch to Avila, low and in for ball 2, 2-0. The next pitch was a wild one to the backstop that bounced off the backstop to Tyler Howard, who fed Joey Munt at the plate covering. So on what was like ball 3, he got a second out. The 2-0 pitch, high and inside. So he had 2 outs with throwing just 1 strike, thanks to the perfectly placed pitchback affair directly behind the plate. The 2-0 pitch to Blake, missing high, ball 3. A 3-3 tie here in the bottom of the third. A 1-out walk to Tyler Quinn. Now Kondo's 3-0 pitch to Avila. Blake taking all the way. Takes a strike in the count, 3-1. Ethan Hedges on deck. Blake out of the box for a moment. Tyler Quinn has yet to show any signs of running. This is a good action count. A conservative lead for Quinn. Kondo throws over there to Connor Palmera, and Tyler steps back to the bag. A 3-3 tie on a warm, pleasant evening here in the Mid-Valley. 2 more games in the homestand to go. Tomorrow night and Thursday. Connor Lambert here tonight. The pitch to Avila misses, down and away, ball 4. Well, that base on balls phenomenon can work both ways. Neither Sam Sturr nor anyone rooting for the Knights was pleased to see Sam issue 2 walks in the top of the inning, but the Knights are pleased to draw a couple of walks here early. And now the pitching coach on his way out to the mound. And I believe that would be Cole Van Every, but that's not something I had confirmed from Doug Noche in our conversation before the ball game. We got interrupted over something, and I didn't get to go through the entirety of the roster and the coach's assignments. But I do believe that's Coach Van Every out for a visit with Amane Kondo. After Amane has walked 2 in the inning, his first 2 free passes of the night. And somebody with an 18 on his back went running across the diamond. I don't think we're going to see the outstanding right-hander who struck out 11 and is the West Coast League Pitcher of the Week, but Koen van Klooster out of Netherlands went hustling across the field, perhaps to superintend bullpen activity. Ethan Hedges, a sacrifice fly, 1 of 3 of them in the first inning, steps in. A bluff to second base by the lefty Amane Kondo. 3-3, bottom of the 3rd. Tyler Quinn and Blake Avila drawing back-to-back walks. Kondo to the plate. Hedges looks at a breaking ball outside. Ball 1, 1-0. Blake Avila, a sacrifice fly that was dropped. The board on the error, sac fly. Ethan Hedges, a sac fly. Wow. Yeah, the Kelowna dugout is being told to shut up. The breaking ball strike and the count 1-1. I was looking at a couple of notes and suddenly heard a strange sound. The dugout told to shut up, and the umpire gave definition. He said that pitch was a ball and a half off the plate. And I'm surprised that veteran crew. It was, we should have a pitch clock violation, and we do, on a second move by the pitcher Amane Kondo, and so the count goes to 2-1. The Kelowna dugout was arguing the previous call, and it was well off the plate, and the umpire was right, but the umpire usually doesn't give that kind of definition to how right he was, but he did, in telling the Kelowna dugout to quiet down. A ground ball to third. Palfrey throws low to second, and everybody's safe. Palfrey going to Gutierrez at second base, hoping to start an around-the-horn double play ball. Threw it a little bit low. Gutierrez not able to bring it in cleanly. He dropped it and never had a clean handle on it before Blake Avila came sliding in. So everybody's safe. Tyler Quinn to third. Avila safely in at second. And I'll confer with Brooks to see if the error's on the throw. Most likely, even though the ball was dropped by Gutierrez, it was a little bit of a low throw. Hedges aboard on the error. Sam Stem, the batter, with the bases loaded and 1 out in a 3-3 tie. Sam, one of the 3 sacrifice flies in the first inning, takes high, ball 1, 1-0. I don't think the ball was hit hard enough for Hedges to be doubled had the turn been made cleanly at second. The 1-0 pitch to Stem is away for ball 2, 2-0. But the Knights get their second huge break, second error for Kelowna, now trying to take big advantage of it and regain the lead. Bases loaded, 1 out, the infield a double play depth of the Falcons. The pitch to Stem pulled foul past Coach Nags. 2 balls and 1 strike to Sam. picking up his team leading 28th run batted in the first inning. We're in the third of a 3-3 tie. The home plate umpire barking back at the dugout with definition. I've heard umpires say, hey, that's enough, be quiet, but he told them why they should be quiet. The 2-1 pitch, a check swing on the breaking ball. Sam fouls it at the plate. The count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tate Shamau on deck. This again is where Sam has excelled. His batting average has not been particularly high. He's under 240 as he stands in. But in an RBI situation, he has generally speaking found a way to come through, and he's trying to do so again. Tyler Quinn at third. Blake Avila at second. Ethan Hedges at first. And the 2-2 pitch to Stem taken. Strike 3 called. 2 down. And in that sense, a rare misstep for Sam in that kind of situation. Runner at third, less than 2, does not get the run home. Tate Shamau, the batter. Tate flied to center field in the first. And boy, that's it. Popping out of the dugout, it looks like we're going to see a change. Angelo Loomis, the head coach, sent somebody beyond the gate out in left field, and he's going to bring in a new pitcher to face Shamau, the right-handed hitter. The Knights have the bases loaded, and it looks like I'm trying to. Okay, a young man that everybody was taking a guess at as to how to pronounce his name. And I am going to take the full break here of 90 seconds and work and think and try to remember with Ed Ames what they told me about how to pronounce this next guy who's only been with the team a day or two, and everybody was asking around, how do you say it? How do you say it? Do you know? Do you know? We'll meet young Ty next with the bases loaded and 2 down in a 3-3 tie in the bottom of the third back in 90 on 1240 Joe Radio. Well, when I went over names with Coach Nochi, we got to this young man on the roster, and I believe he's making his debut here now. He said he just got to the club. Ty Falanxi, I think that's what Coach Nochi finally said. Just go with Falanxi. So I'm going to go with Falanxi, and so are the Falcons going with Ty Falanxi. Tate Shamau swings at the first pitch and sprays it foul down the right side and out of play. No balls and 1 strike in this 3-3 tie in the bottom of the third inning. The bases loaded, 2 down. Yoma Imani out to visit with Ty Falanxi, along with the home plate umpire there as well. The count is no balls and 1 strike to Shamau, who flied to center field in the first. The Knights have the bases loaded and 2 down. Tyler Quinn at third, Blake Avila at second, Ethan Hedges at first. And so Ty Falanxi, listed as hailing from Amarillo, Texas, and Panola Junior College, staring in now to Yoma Imani. Comes set and delivers. Breaking ball just outside. And that evens the count at 1-1. Going to go through the Falanxi roster call one more time. Nope, I don't see him as having appeared in a West Coast League game. The 1-1 pitch in the turf, ball 2, 2-1. So the coaching staff, Angelo Loomis and the Nochis and Cole Van Every, getting a pretty good sense now, thrusting Ty into this situation. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and a 3-3 tie on the road. 2 balls and a strike to Tate Shamau. Falanxi back to the plate. Fastball just outside. Ball 3. 3-1. Ansonero's on deck. 2 walks in the top of the inning. A bit of Sam Sturr's undoing. 2 walks here in this inning, giving the Knights a chance to answer back. Bases loaded. The 3-1 pitch hammered to left field. Losing the ball in the sun for a moment was Bird. He's still trying to find it, and he does. And he makes the catch on the warning track to retire the side. Good work on the part of Jackson Bird. That was not easy. It's a bright late evening sun, and the ball was right in the middle of it. Bird lost it, I think, a couple of times along the way, but recovered a step or 2 shy of the track to haul it in. And the Knights leave 3, and at the end of 3, it's the Falcons 3 and the Knights 3 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Through 3 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field in Game 1 of this 3-game West Coast League Series, Kelowna 3 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. The Knights 3 runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Neil Feist goes to work here in the top of the 4th inning. On the right hand, hitting Austin Gutierrez and misses inside, ball 1. Feist did a nice job coming in last inning to strike out Jackson Bird and keep the ball game tied at 3. His 1-0 pitch is a strike to Gutierrez. 1 ball and 1 strike in the top of the 4th. Neal back to the plate, breaking ball away, ball 2, 2-1. 2 charter members of the league, Aloha though. Now the Corvallis Knights moving here after the 06 season. The 2-1 pitch on the way from Neal. Fastball hit foul into Urchin Alley and the count 2-2. And the Urchins in the alley have been forever grateful for that move. So those original members, Aloha, now the Corvallis Knights. You still have Bellingham, you still have Bend, you still have Kelowna. Kitsap no longer in the league, Spokane no longer in the league. Wenatchee's still in the league. The 2-2 pitch from Feist. Breaking ball lifted to right field and playable for Sam Stem. Sam catches it, one away in the top of the fourth. Gutierrez, who had struck out in his first at-bat, now 0 for 2, and that brings Jacob DeVenny to the plate. Jacob flied to center field on the game's first pitch, delivered by Sam Sturr, and then singled to right against Sam in the third and scored the first of 3 runs to get this ball game even. 3-3 in the fourth. Feist to Jacob, high and away, ball 1. Neil Feist and Anson Arrows, the battery for the Knights. Ethan Hedges at first, Tate Shamau at second, Phoenix Call at short, Tyler Quinn at third, J.C. Ing in left, Ethan Hott in center, Sam Stem in right. Neil's fastball hit foul over the McGrath family press box to our left and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brooks coming out to marvel over 3 sacrifice flies in an inning. Also brought me a sheet with former Knights and former Beavers and their activities today in Major League Baseball. The pitch missing, and the count goes to 2-1 to Jacob DeVenny in this 3-3 tie in the fourth. The next pitch in there for a strike, and that evens the count at 2-2. A doubleheader today, it looks like, between the Giants and the Cincinnati Reds for former Beaver Michael Conforto with San Francisco. The 2-2 pitch from Feist misses away, ball 3, 3-2, 1 out, nobody on. DeVenny doing a nice job at the top of the order. Running the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes in this 3-3 tie, game 1 of 3. The 3-2 pitch, a high pop-up into shallow left center field. A long run for Ethan Hott. Phoenix Call, a little shorter distance, takes charge, makes the over-the-shoulder catch nice and easy. Very casual job on the part of Call, what looked like could be trouble. Call just very calmly, casually went back and kind of gave it the old blue eyes treatment, which I believe he has. I'm going to have to take a look, but I think in visiting with him, they struck me as blue. Old Blue Eyes Council, nice and easy does it, and that's exactly what we just saw from Call. Nice and easy catch. 2 down, Raphael Smink, the hitter. Smink has twice flied to center. Swings and misses the first pitch from Feist. The 0-1 change, swung on and missed, and the count 0-2. Conforto with a sacrifice fly. That seems to be a theme today. He had one in the completion of a suspended game. The Giants 4 and the Reds 2 in 10 innings in game 1. Michael went 2 for 3 in the nightcap with an RBI, or is 2 for 3 in the bottom of the 5th at last report. The pitch to Smink, foul back, and the count 0-2. Matt Duffy, former Knight for the Royals, 0 for 4 with a run scored. Kansas City leading Detroit 9-6 in the 8th. Adley 1 for 5 today against the LA Dodgers, but the Dodgers won big 10-3 over Baltimore. The pitch on the way to Smink, blasted to right. If it's fair, it has a chance to be gone, but it hooks in the corner, foul. Sam Stem ran out of our vision down in the corner. I don't think the ball cleared the fence, but wherever it ended up, it landed foul. Good swing by Smink, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes. And finally, the Guardians, who've been up and down, and can't really get into a rhythm. Stephen Kwan, though, today, 2 for 5, 2 runs scored. The Guardians beat the Pirates 10-1. The strike 2 pitch from Neil Feist sails high and away. 1-2 to Raphael Smink. Sam Flores on deck. A 3-3 tie in the top of the 4th inning. Feist picking up for starter Sam Sturr. Neil delivers, fastball swung on and missed. He retires the Kelowna Falcons in order. And we go to the bottom of the 4th in Corvallis. Kelowna 3 and the Knights 3 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio.
America was first founded, but a lot of that knowledge has been lost. We want to push the bounds of what cider can be.
Bottom of the fourth inning, a 3-3 tie. Ancinero swings at the first pitch, and it's a soft liner caught by the shortstop, Raphael Smink. One away, Ethan Hott, the batter. We have a tremendous Benton County Schools Credit Union junior announcer tonight. Crowd-pleasing effort by the young man. Ty Vetlangsy to the plate, and the first pitch missing high and inside. Ball one, 1-0. Vetlangsy working quickly, the righty back to the plate, breaking ball in there. The count 1-1 to Ethan, who flied to center field in the second. 3-3 tie in the bottom of the fourth. Vetlangsy delivers, swung on and fouled back, and the count to Ethan 1-2 with Phoenix Call on deck. Vetlangsy and Imani the battery for the Falcons. Connor Palmera at first, Austin Gutierrez at second, Raphael Smink at short, Griffin Palfrey at third. The 1-2 pitch, Hot, a pop foul back of the plate. This one carrying towards the on-deck area of the Kelowna Falcons and lands just out of the reach of Yoma Imani. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ethan. Phoenix Call next. In the outfield for Kelowna, Jackson Bird in left, Jacob DeVenny in center, Sam Flores in right. Beautiful Kelowna, British Columbia. It's been a long time since I've had the pleasure of making that trip up there. Did so a little bit in the early days with the Knights around 08 and 9. The 1-2 pitch in the turf, and the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It takes some work to get there, but boy, is it worth it. Spectacular. Beautiful city. Mike Riley's parents ended up spending the last years of their lives in Kelowna. And Mike said that their trips up there were spectacular, and he was always pleased when he knew I was traveling with the Knights in those early years. The pitch missing to Ethan, ball 3, 3-2. Vetlangsy back to the plate and misses outside. Ball 4. And the Knights get the go-ahead run in the person of Ethan Hott, getting on a base on ball here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Phoenix Call, the batter. The beautiful Okanagan Valley on the east side of Okanagan Lake, a population city proper now of about 157,000 with a metro population of 235,000. A fast growing area, such as the beauty and the health, economic health, and the glory of the place. It's been a fast growing city in British Columbia. Incorporated in 1905 with a population of 600. It's grown pretty well. The first pitch missing for ball 1 to Phoenix Call. The 1-0 pitch to the Knights shortstop in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Those early years, I remember, I don't know where I was exactly, but going up on some trails, a running trail, a throw to first, and back to the bag goes Ethan Hott. Outside of the hotel and not far from where we were domiciled. Be able to get back up on some trails and overlooking the valley, just gorgeous. The 1-1 pitch, Phoenix, a high pop-up on the right side. This will carry into the stands, bounce off the stairwell railing, and back down into the Jack Riley concourse. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Phoenix Call. A 3-3 tie in the bottom of the fourth. Ethan Hott getting his lead. Ethan, a good athlete, good runner. My guess is he's going to look for a pitch to try to run on. The pitch to Call, swung on and fouled at the plate. The count remains 1-2. Ethan is 6 for 7 in stolen bases. Brooke Knight going through the signs at third. The Knights and Falcons tied at 3 here in the fourth. The Knights had the early 3-0 lead. Kelowna erased it in the third. The pitch to Call is taken. Strike 3 called. He's been rung up twice now. 2 away, and J.C. Ng will come to the plate. J.C. singled to center field in the first, fouled out in his last at-bat. Ethan Hott with 2 down is almost certainly going to try to find a pitch to run on, I would think. The right-hander, Ty Fetlangsy, delivers with Hott going, and he stole it on Ty with no play for the catcher, Imani, at all. Hott was almost in at second when the pitch arrived into the mitt of the catcher, Imani. So Ethan Hott with the steal, he's in scoring position. J.C. Ng will try to drive him in and give the Knights the lead back. Community Outreach Inc. again benefits with another contribution made to COI, Community Outreach Inc., from All Pro Property Services and Papay Material Handling. With every stolen base, the Knights achieve. The pitch to Ng misses. 1 ball and 1 strike to J.C. Ethan Hott, the go-ahead run at second. Ng, a line drive, fair, down the right field line into the corner. Ethan Hott scores. J.C. Ng is digging for second. He goes in standing up. A 2-out run-scoring double. The Knights regain the lead at 4-3. Now the coach who was told earlier to settle down might be told something else now by the home plate umpire, who called that a fair ball. And Coach Noche, Doug Noche, comes out and gets after this home plate umpire pretty emphatically about his call of fair. Fair or foul, foul or fair, it's an important question. Noche turns and walks away, was not given the heave-ho. It was close. I don't blame Coach Noche for arguing the call, but it was called fair, and the Knights regain the lead at 4-3. Tyler Quinn, the batter, J.C. Ng with his second hit. Tyler takes down and away, ball 1. Tyler has doubled and walked. Noche clearly felt that pitch was foul. I did not hear the home plate umpire say that ball was fair by a ball and a half. I did not hear him say that because I don't think it was. The pitch to Tyler Quinn, a high pop-up. The wind carries it a little bit in right center, but Jacob DeVenny stays with it to make the catch. The Knights do regain the lead. A walk, a 2-out run-scoring double from J.C. Ng to plate Ethan Hott. We go to the top of the 5th inning. The Knights back in front, albeit by a slim one. The Knights 4 and the Falcons 3 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. The Knights back in front, 4-3. We go, though, to the top of the 5th inning, and it's a big swing for the Falcons' leadoff hitter, Sam Flores. A hard line drive to right, but Sam Stem moves over a few steps to his right and makes the catch. Good contact for Flores, who had a broken bat single and flied to left field in his previous appearances against night starter Sam Sturr. Neil Feist coming on in the third inning. We're in the fifth, 4-3 Knights. First pitch fastball for a strike to Connor Palmera, who has struck out and walked. First Alternative Co-op is your community-owned grocery store providing fresh, local, and organic groceries since 1970. Feist back to the plate. Breaking ball flailed at and missed by Palmera. Strike two. First Alternative Co-op makes it easy for you and your family to buy local and eat healthy. Stop by their deli, enjoy their fresh brewed coffee, their house-made pastries, a delicious salad bar, and much more. Everyone is welcome at the First Alternative Co-op. Strike two pitch, a ground ball to second. Tate Shamau takes it off the field turf and throws cleanly to Ethan Hedges for out number two. Garrett Crenshaw will come to the plate. Garrett, the designated hitter, has been up twice. He's walked twice. He scored in the third. We're in the fifth, 4-3 Knights. Feist from the stretch delivers a strike and the count 0-1. Nice crowd tonight on Hanson Insurance Group and Two Town Cider House night. Tomorrow night, AAA night, Wine Wednesday, presented by our friends at AAA and Knocking Point Wine, 6:35 again tomorrow. The pitch to Crenshaw misses and the count 1-1. 2 outs, nobody on in the fifth. 4-3 Corvallis. Neal back to the plate. Fastball foul back, and the count moves to 1-2. Thursday, the 7-game homestand comes to an end with Military Appreciation Night presented by Pioneer Connect, the Oregon Army National Guard, and Marcotte Distilling on a thirsty Thursday. 1-2, 2 down to the left-hand hitting Garrett Crenshaw. 4-3 Knights in the fifth. Feist delivers, and it's not 4-3 any longer. That one's blasted to right and gone. Garrett Crenshaw ties the game at 4. It appeared to be an elevated change that Crenshaw turned on and crushed with authority to get this ball game even at 4. Crenshaw, a big left-handed hitter, 6'4", 215, wallops that one about 4 rows deep for his first home run this summer. And he gets the hero's greeting, descending the steps into the dugout for the Falcons on the first base side, and well deserved. That ball hammered. A 4-4 tie. Griffin Palfrey, the batter. Griffin is 2 for 2, a 2-run single in his last at bat. Feist delivers down and away. Ball one, 1-0. The first home run that Neil Feist has allowed this summer, also the first for Crenshaw. The pitch on the way is hit into the alley, and a kid got hit by it, I think, or almost did. He's crying. There's a young boy. The ball bounced and came up and hit him in the chest or the shoulder somewhere. We need some attention down here. Is he laughing? Okay, he's laughing. Good. Everything's okay. He's all right. I thought he was crying at first. It looked like he was crying. He's going to be all right. 2 balls and a strike to Griffin Palfrey. That thing was just inches away from doing significant damage to a kid unawares. Palfrey blasts one fair down the left field line in the corner. J.C. Ing chases the ball down near the foul pole and into second base with a well-struck 2-bagger. Goes Griffin Palfrey. So, the Kelowna Falcons getting hitterish here in the top of the fifth inning with 2 outs and nobody on. A long home run for Garrett Crenshaw. Griffin Palfrey drills a double into the left field corner. And that brings Yoma Imani to the plate with a chance to give his team the lead. Good swing by Palfrey. Young man from Vancouver, but getting a great education, I dare say, at Columbia College in the Ivy League. Imani takes high and away, ball 1. And just looking up the literature, what I could find on Griffin, Columbia was founded under the auspices of King George II in New York City in 1754. The 1-0 pitch, low and inside, ball 2, 2-0. And our pregame show guest, Sean Wiese, has been dispatched to the bullpen with Neil Feist after kind of cruising along. Feist had retired the first 5 batters that he'd faced. 6 actually. 6 straight retired. Now he's given up a homer, a double. And his 2-0 pitch is inside to Imani for ball 3, 3-0. For our friends in the great North, the true North, strong and free. The greatest singer, in my opinion, in our world today, and one of the greats of all time, hailing from north of the border, the great Bruce Coburn. The 3-0 pitch, high and away. Wrote a song called When It's Gone, It's Gone. The 3-0 pitch is high and away for ball 4, and I hope that's not the case for Neil right now, but after retiring 6 in a row, a homer for Crenshaw, a double for Palfrey, a walk to Imani on 4 pitches. Out to the mound goes Anson Eros, and let's hope for Neil that it isn't quite gone yet, that he can kind of recover, get back in a groove, keep this a 4-4 tie, and get the final out of the inning. Jackson Bird, the batter. Bird has walked and struck out. Anson Arrows of Light. Now Anson Arrows will settle back into the crouch with Sean Wiese just beginning to get ready down in the bullpen for the Corvallis Knights on this pleasant, slightly breezy evening. Beginning to cool a bit. We started in the upper 80s. We're below that now, probably down in the low 80s, maybe upper 70s. Kelowna has gotten hot here in the inning with 2 down. Nobody on, a homer, a double, a walk, a 4-4 tie. The first pitch to Jackson Bird, a strike. The count 0-1. Palfrey, the go-ahead run at second. Yoma Imani at first, 2 down. Neil Feist from the stretch. The strike 1 pitch on the way. Fastball inside to the big left-handed hitter. Jackson Bird, 6'3", 220. Neil Feist, the right-hander, getting the sign from Anson. And kicks and comes to the plate with a 1-1 fastball foul back. So, Neil, through the rigors of this top of the 5th inning, is a strike away from getting out of it with the game tied, but the Falcons have rallied twice, from 3-0 down to tie, from 4-3 down to tie again here in the inning, now trying to untie it. With 2 on and 2 out, Jackson Bird the batter. Palfrey from second, Imani from first. The 1-2 pitch, a ground ball back of first, fielded by Ethan Hedges, who will run it to the bag and retire the side. Neil Feist can exhale a little bit. He made a good pitch to get the final out of the inning, but the Falcons get a run on the long homer by Crenshaw. 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. To the bottom of the 5th we go. The Falcons 4 and the Knights 4 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio.
Vila.
82 degrees, but dropping as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. They're expecting 93 tomorrow in beautiful Kelowna, from what I read earlier. Blake Avila steps in a 4-4 tie against right-hander Ty Fetlangzi, or something along those lines. I hope tomorrow, even though we won't see him again, to at least try to set the record straight. Find somebody who knows how to pronounce it. A ground ball back of third, bobbled by Palfrey, stays with it and throws him out. One away. Good job by Palfrey. Had a little time on the ground ball hit right at him to knock it down. Did not in any wise panic. Stayed with it and got the out. The Knights winning the ball game here in 10 innings on Sunday against Portland. A ground ball to the second baseman appeared to be just a routine play to send the game to the 11th inning. Second baseman did not field the ball cleanly, and the Knights ended up winning on the next pitch with the winning run at third instead of going to the 11th. The Knights win it on a wild pitch. Ethan Hedges takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Fetlansky to the plate, Hedges a fly ball to center. Jacob Devaney is right there, and the Knights have 2 outs on him quickly in the bottom of the 5th. Sam Stem, the batter. Ethan had a sacrifice fly, one of 3 of them in the 3rd inning. Stem has a sacrifice fly and struck out looking with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 3rd. Fetlansky delivers. Stem hits it sharply into center field, base hit. A 2-out single for Sam. Jacob Devaney gets the ball back in. A 4-4 tie in the bottom of the 5th. And we'll see now about Sam also looking to try to get himself into scoring position. Sam is 8 for 12 in stolen base ventures. When you visit Corvallis to catch Knights baseball, we encourage you to stay at your locally owned Best Western in Corvallis, the official hotel partner of your Corvallis Knights, close to Goss Stadium. Best Western has the largest hotel rooms in the city and an outdoor heated pool. Wherever life takes you, Best Western is there. Ground ball sharply to short, off the glove of Raphael Smink into center field. Rounding second into third base goes Sam Stem. The ball hit sharply by Shamau, but right at Smink, who will be charged with an error. And the Knights hope to take advantage now of the 3rd error of the evening on Kelowna. Runners at the corners, 2 down with 2 outs, a single. E6, and now Anson Arrows to the plate. Anson, the switch hitter, will turn around and bat from the left side against Ty Fetlangzi. With runners at the corners and 2 down. Anson is 0 for 2, looking to give the Knights the lead back. He swings and does. A ground ball into right field, base hit. Sam Stem scores. Tate Shamau races to third. Arrows a clutch single to right field, and the Knights regain the lead at 5-4. Ethan Hott will be the batter. The Knights getting an unearned run, another one of them. They lead it 5-4, and the batter is Ethan with runners at the corners. Hott takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Ethan flied to left field in the second, walked and scored last inning. 5-4 Knights, bottom of the 5th. Tate Shamau at third, Anson Arrows at first. Ty Fetlangski's strike 1 pitch. Ethan swings and doesn't get it, and the count 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Fetlangski delivers, and Ethan Hott swings and hits it foul off to the right and out of play. The starter for the Kelowna Falcons, Amane Kondo, went 2 2/3. One of the runs he gave up was unearned. There goes a runner, a broken bat, one hopper. The only play for Smink is to first, and Hott is thrown out by Raphael to retire the side. However, Raphael not able to get the hot smash off the bat of Tate Shamau cleanly, opened the door for the Knights to regain the lead. A run, 2 hits, an error, 2 left. And at the end of 5 innings, the Knights back in front. Corvallis 5 and Kelowna 4 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. He joined us a couple of hours ago on our pregame show and has always enjoyed the conversation with Knights left-hander Sean Wiese, his 3rd year with the team and a true fan favorite. Takes over for the Knights in the top of the 6th inning, trying to protect now, for a while anyway, the 1-run lead. 5-4. 2 of the Knights' runs tonight unearned, including the one that just gave them the lead in the bottom of the 5th. Sean making his 10th appearance, 20 innings of work, 19 innings, 5 walks, 17 strikeouts, a record of 4-0, an earned run average of 4.05 with no saves. A key contributor to each of the last 2 West Coast League championships for the Knights, and as you well know, they've won the last 6. 9 in total. Indeed a force in the West Coast League, and having won 6 straight coming in, trying to hang on to this lead. They've given back a couple of leads, 3-0 and 4-3. Now they have a 5-4 advantage with Sean coming in. Ready to face the right-hand hitting Austin Gutierrez to lead things off with the Kelowna Falcons. Sean's first pitch hit off the end of the bat slowly to Tyler Quinn's left. Tyler fires over to first for the out. Good play. Just good in that it's no drama. Nice and easy. 1 pitch, 1 gone. Gutierrez now 0 for 3. Jacob Devaney, the hitter. Jacob has flied to center, singled to right, and popped to short. 5-4 Knights, top of the 6th inning. No more sunlight anywhere on the field. Sean to the plate. First pitch fastball just outside. Ball 1, 1-0. That tough sun field and left, no longer an issue now, and I'm sure that J.C. Ing and Jackson Bird both grateful for that. The 1-0 pitch swung on and top foul at the plate. The count 1 ball and 1 strike. One out, nobody on in the 6th. The Knights leading 5-4. Sean to the plate, a bunt attempt missed by the left-hand hitting Jacob Devaney. The count goes to 1-2. Sean Wiese in the transfer portal, but perhaps closing in on making a decision for a new place. Delivers, breaking ball swung on, foul tipped and held. Strike 3, 2 down. Raphael Smink, the batter. Sean was pretty honest with me earlier today on the interview, just in terms of, yeah, it can be a bit anxiety ridden, a little bit of pressure, a little bit of doubt and uncertainty can creep in and maybe even cause one to be a little distracted. But he's looking like the same Sean Wiese we've known as he delivers another strike that is swung on and grounded by Smink to Phoenix. Call it short. Phoenix fields and throws out Smink, and that is a vintage Sean Wiese inning. Economical 1-2-3 frame with a strikeout. Good work by Sean. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We're going to see a new pitcher come in, and we will take thus a 2-minute pitching change break to get caught up on some business as the gate swings wide out in left field. Oh Sun Oh Moon. The gate swings wide, and here comes in a new pitcher for the Kelowna Falcons. The Knights 5 and Kelowna 4 back in 2 on 1240 Joe Radio and the Knights live stream.
Ladies and gentlemen, Phoenix call.
Bottom of the 6th inning, the Knights 5 and Kelowna 4. Phoenix call, J.C. Ing and Tyler Quinn coming up against the new pitcher for the Falcons. Listed in the program as a left-hander. This is certainly a right-hander. Troy Shepard announced and ready to go. And the first pitch to Phoenix taken for a strike. Phoenix has struck out looking twice. 5-4 Knights, bottom of the 6th inning. Troy Shepard, the third pitcher of the evening for Kelowna, comes to the plate, breaking ball away, and the count 1-1. Shepard, yeah, I don't know where the data is. He's listed here on this roster we have as 6'2", 195, and a left-hander. He's a right-hander, and I don't see him as 6'2". Breaking ball swung on and missed. Now, he might be, but I think somewhere along the way, there may have been some misinformation in the recording of the roster into the game program for the fans tonight here at Goss Stadium. Phoenix down in the count 1-2, swings and gets a piece of it to stay alive. Good job by Phoenix Call. He struck out twice and decided late to get after a breaking ball from Shepard and got a little piece of it to hang in. 5-4 Knights. Bottom of the 6th inning. Shepard shakes off his battery mate, Yoma Imani. Now Najes. The right-hander working the third base side of the slab, rocks and comes to the plate. Breaking ball got him swinging. One of those nights for Phoenix Call. He strikes out for the 3rd time. 1 away. J.C. Ing, the hitter. J.C. has had himself a good night. He singled and scored in the 1st, fouled out in the 3rd, then had an RBI double in the 4th inning to give the Knights the lead 4-3. Kelowna erased it with a run of its own. The Knights getting an unearned run in the bottom of the 5th. So lead it 5-4 in the 6th. The pitch to J.C. misses down and in, ball 1. Shepard kicks and comes back to the plate just outside, ball 2, 2-0. So on my program note for Troy, it says he goes to Spokane Falls Community College. The notes that I uncovered say Wenatchee Valley College out of Coeur d'Alene High School. I'm not quite sure what to believe at the moment. The 2-0 pitch, a ground ball to the second baseman, Austin Gutierrez. He throws to first for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tyler Quinn will come to the plate. I will try one more sort of search mechanism here to see if we can get down to the truth about the new pitcher in the ball game. Troy Shepard. Now let's see, there we go. That's the wrong spelling. This Troy spells his name with an A. Shep, A-R-D. A bunt attempt missed by Tyler Quinn. 0-1 the count. Tyler has doubled, walked, and flied to center. The search engine insists I put in Troy Shepard and it keeps wanting to go to H-E-R-D. The pitch to Tyler swung on and missed. The count 0-2. The kids are very adept at doing many things on their phones while doing other things, like trying to call a baseball game, I suppose. Let's see what we got here. 0-2 the count. Troy Shepard with a double leg kick delivers off speed and low. Now, this Troy Shepard that I have coming up on my phone on the Baseball Northwest webpage is not the same person pitching now. So I've got to scratch all of that with respect to Coeur d'Alene. That ain't the same kid. The 1-2 pitch, down and in, ball 2, 2-2. I'm asking Amy. Amy, are you looking him up, this kid? Oh, no. You're just playing around on Facebook. I don't blame you. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Amy Wiese, Sean's mom, who often helps me in some of these searches when we're sort of at a loss. The 2-2 fastball from the man of mystery, Troy Shepard, listed as a left-hander. Coeur d'Alene, no, it's a strike 3 called. Whoever the kid is, he had a solid 1-2-3 inning. We will try to confirm identities as we go. The Knights go in order in the 6th. To the top of the 7th we go. The Knights 5 and Kelowna 4 on the Knights live stream in 1240 Joe Radio. Through 6 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Knights 5 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Kelowna 4 runs, 7 hits, and 3 errors. Sean Wiese to the top of the 7th delivers, and the first pitch hooked foul into the right field corner by the left-hand hitting Sam Flores. No balls and 1 strike. I think after much research during that commercial break, there's just a different number that the pitcher, Troy Shepard, is not Troy Shepard, wearing number 34. That's certainly not a left-handed pitcher out of Spokane Falls Community College. I believe that Minato Titino, a right-hander, 5'8", that looks more like it. 5'8", 165 pounds from Ohlone in Martinez, California. That, I believe, is who just retired the Knights in order, and he's wearing number 34 for some reason tonight. Minato Titino. That's my story, and I'm going to stick with it for a while. Sean, strike 1 pitch to Sam Flores, in there for strike 2. Sam has broken 2 bats tonight. He broke a bat and got a base hit in the first, flied to left in the third, line to right in the 5th, broke a bat on his first swing in the 7th. So he's using his 3rd bat tonight. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 down. Tyler Quinn shifting way over towards the hole at short. The strike 2 pitch is swung on, foul tipped, and held for strike 3. Wiese has retired the first 4 batters that he's faced, and Connor Palmera will come to the plate. Connor has struck out, walked, and grounded to 3rd. Trying to remember which of the Wayner brothers it was. I believe it was either Big Poison or Little Poison. The pitch on the way, swung on and missed, and the count 0-1 to Palmera. Lloyd or Paul Wayner. Big Poison, Little Poison, but they called them that because of a Brooklynese pronunciation, but it ended up being rendered Poison for Big Poison, big person, little poison. Ground ball to 3rd, Tyler Quinn up with it, throws across accurately to Ethan Hedges. Quickly 2 down in the 7th, the Knights leading 5-4. Garrett Crenshaw, the batter. I think in baseball lore, in a slump one day, either the Little Poison or the Big Poison, Lloyd or Paul Wayner, and I don't know if that's respectively or not. But they were great hitters, and one of them one day just said, I'm just going to blindly grab a bat out of the rack, and he went up and went 6 for 6 using 6 different bats in a game. Now, that's not something one could probably repeat, and I'm not sure if Little Poison or Big Poison ever tried it again. But tonight we've seen Connor Palmera use 3 bats, and he's 0 for 3. The 1-0 pitch from Sean Wiese hit high in the air to right center field. Ethan Hott and Sam Stem on the move. It's Hott, the center fielder, to reel it in, and the inning is over. Sean Wiese has faced 6, retired 6, and we are through 6.5. This Tuesday night crowd will stand for the 7th inning stretch as we go to the bottom of the 7th. It remains the Knights 5 and Kelowna 4 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Monato Tintino out of Ohlone in Martinez, California, goes to work in the bottom of the 7th against Blake Avila and misses for ball 1. It all seems to kind of add up. The size is what threw me. Avila swings at the 1-0 pitch and drills it into the right field corner. Blake is on his way for 2. Sam Flores' throw comes in on a hop, and Blake is in standing with a leadoff double. The Knights leading 5-4 and certainly would love to put another run up. We're going to see a pinch runner for Avila. Mason Lee will run for Blake Avila. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Blake with a solid swing, ripping the ball into the right field corner. Now Ethan Hedges, the cleanup hitter, the batter. Ethan confers with head coach Brooke Knight down in the third base box. It's not totally out of the question that the bunt could be on. It's not. A ground ball back up the middle into shallow center field. The second baseman Gutierrez gets it before it goes all the way to the center fielder, but he has no play anywhere. Mason Lee advances to third. An infield single up the middle for Ethan Hedges. It almost appeared as though the pitcher, Tonino, threw his glove trying to slow the ball down. The glove came off of his hand, made no contact with the baseball. The umpires talk about possibly, I guess, assessing some sort of penalty after the fact, but the fact that it was inadvertent, he didn't intentionally throw the glove. The glove came off as he jumped up to try to flag the comebacker. So it remains a base hit. Runners at the corners, nobody out. A throw to first base, and Hedges back to the bag. Sam Stem, the batter. Sam has a sacrifice fly, one of 3. Yeah, count them, 3 sacrifice flies the Knights had in the first inning. Has since struck out and singled to center. 5-4 Knights, bottom of the 7th. Sam takes a strike from the right-hander, Monato Tintino, here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mason Lee, the pinch runner at third base. Ethan Hedges at first. 5 runs, 7 hits for the Knights. 4 runs, 7 hits for Kelowna. And this the first of 3 it got. A throw to first, and he threw it away, trying to pick off Ethan Hedges. Mason Lee trots home. An errant pickoff attempt from Tintino. The Knights lead it 6-4. The 4th error of the night for Kelowna. And in that respect, they're fortunate to still be in this ball game, and indeed they are. 6-4 in the bottom of the 7th. Tintino comes set, the 5'8" righty to the plate. Stem shows bunt and takes low. The count 1 ball and 1 strike to the Knights' RBI leader. I think Sam may have been bunting on his own. I don't know. I mean, I suppose Brooke could be asking him to, but he's got his top RBI guy up there now. He is bunting again, and he takes low. Ball 2, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike to Sam Stem. The Knights picking up a run here in the 7th. Up 6-4, and have a runner at second and nobody out. So a great opportunity to create some separation. Tintino to the plate and misses way outside, ball 3. Fans getting into it here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch on the way to Sam, ripped off the first base bag and into right field, base hit. Rounding third, on his way to the plate to score is Ethan Hedges. Stem into second with a double. The Knights lead it 7-4. Yeah, no argument, line of argument available to Coach Noche or anyone else on that, as the ball smoked off the bat of Sam Stem and then off the bag at first. The batter is Tate Shamau. Tate pulls the bat back, getting out of the way of a fastball, but he bunted foul and almost hit him. No balls and one strike to Shamau. The Knights leading 7-4, and with Stem at second and nobody out. Brooke Knight playing for a run here now. He turned Stem loose eventually, and Sam came through with his second RBI of the night. The 0-1 pitch, Shamau is hit by the breaking ball and will trot down to first. Chance for a big inning here for the Knights to really put this thing away. Anson Arrows, the batter. Runners at first and second, and nobody out in the eighth. If you live or work in one of 24 Western or Central Oregon counties, you're entitled to membership privileges and the full financial services of Oregon State Credit Union. You can join online at OregonStateCU.com or at one of their 15 branches. Oregon State Credit Union was the proud title sponsor of our fireworks extravaganza on July 2nd. They invest in all of our communities and are dedicated to creating financial solutions toward making local lives better. The first pitch to Anson misses low, ball one. 2 on, nobody out, 2 runs in. The Knights leading 7-4, looking for their 7th straight win. Arrows is bunting. He bunts up along third. Tatino comes off. Good play and throws to first to get Arrows. But the sacrifice works. Anson gets the job done with the sacrifice 1-3. That'll bring to the plate Ethan Hott, with Sam Stem moving to third, Tate Shamau to second, and perhaps a pitching change in the offing, with Coach Angelo Loomis pointing to the bullpen that he wants to bring a new pitcher in. It looks like a side-arming right-hander will soon be asked to come into the ballgame. The Knights have scored 2. They lead it 7-4, and it feels like they're a base hit away from perhaps putting this ball game out of reach in a very practical sense. And Brooke Knight playing for that swing to come from either Ethan Hott or Phoenix Call, perhaps, as a right-hander comes in. We'll take a 2-minute pitching change break. The Knights 7, Kelowna 4, back in 2 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Yeah, this is very frustrating tonight, and all of our apologies. But this new pitcher that's come in for Kelowna with the Knights leading 7-4 in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Knights have runners at second and third and one out. Has a number 21 on his back. There is no 21 anywhere on either the lineup card submitted by Coach Loomis or in the roster that we have for the fans. There's not a 21 to be found anywhere. And so that's the number he's wearing on his back. We're going to try to go through and just try to match a face from the Kelowna Falcons website roster, but that's a long process, as you might guess. The pitch to Ethan Hott in the turf. The squeeze is on. The suicide squeeze. Hott fouls it to the right by Brooke Knight with a 7-4 lead. Playing fast and loose in that sense. Not a safety squeeze, but a suicide squeeze, sending Sam Stem. And while Hott didn't get the bunt down, he made contact. Coach Loomis pulls his entire infield in on the edge of the green. We may have an identity of the pitcher. A ground ball to short. Stem coming to the plate. So is the throw, and the throw dropped by Imani. One run is in. Rounding third on his way to the plate and scoring is Tate Shimao. And the Knights lead it 9-4 on a ground ball to the shortstop, Smink. He threw to Imani. Imani tried to swipe the tag before he'd actually secured possession of the baseball. The ball glanced off his catcher's mitt, rolled towards the backstop. Alert base running by Shimao to follow Sam Stem's lead. Phoenix called the batter, and all the while, Ethan Hott aboard on the fielder's choice, and a fifth error tonight on Kelowna. The pitcher, I'm told now, is Patrick Barnum. Barnum delivers. He's listed as number 16 on the various rosters out of San Diego, and Barnum misses down and away. Tough break for Barnum. He made a good pitch, and the Falcons should have had an out at the plate. There goes Hott, the throw down to second base, not in time after the pitch was a called strike. Ethan Hott with his second stolen base. Phoenix call with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike, trying to change sort of his overall feel on the night. He's been up 3 times and fanned 3 times. Looking for an RBI here with the Knights scoring 4 runs in the inning, leading it 9-4. The 1-1 pitch, pop foul. This one heading towards the McGrath family press box roof and off. For a moment, I thought I might have my first chance in our vantage point in 2023. But it hit the roof and bounced away. But that's probably the closest we've been. So Patrick Barnum, identified through the sleuthing within the McGrath family press box. Barnum to the plate. Breaking ball popped up on the right side. The pitcher, Barnum was calling. He defers to his first baseman, Paul Mera, who makes the catch for out number 2. And that'll bring J.C. Ng to the plate. 9-4 Knights in the 7th. The Knights appear to be in the process of putting this one away and getting quite a bit of help from their friends from Kelowna who made the long trip down. A 12-hour journey of sorts. Ng hits a fly ball to right center field and playable, but DeVenny sees the ball carry over his head. It was playable, he just didn't play it right. In to score is Ethan Hott, coming to third base and holding there is J.C. Ng, and the Knights lead it 10-4. In this twilight time, a breeze is blowing out. What appeared to be a fairly routine fly ball to center. DeVenny lost it. And that'll probably go as a triple for J.C. Ng, even though an out clearly should have been recorded on the play. This is tough luck for Patrick Barnum. It is a triple for Ng. The Knights lead it 10-4 with a 5-run 7th. The first pitch to Tyler Quinn from Patrick misses down and away. Ball 1, 1-0. Barnum is making his 7th appearance. 6 2/3, 6 hits, 7 walks, 6 strikeouts, a record of 1-0, an ERA of just over 4. He has pitched in some brutally bad luck here in the inning. The ground ball to short should have produced an out. That fly ball also should have been the inning-ending out. Instead, a triple for J.C. Ng. He's at third with 2 down. The 2-0 pitch to Tyler misses inside for ball 3. 3-0. It's taken some doing tonight for the Knights to kind of take control of the game. They led early 3-0. Kelowna rallied to tie it at 3. The Knights led 4-3. Kelowna rallied again, but now it's 10-4 in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch to Tyler Quinn, a strike, and the count 3-1. Tyler's the 9th man to come to the plate in the inning. 5 Knights have scored. The 3-1 pitch, a check swing taken down and away. Ball 4. And for the second time in the inning, we get the 3 spot. Mason Lee is the batter. Mason Lee ran for Blake Avila. Blake Avila's walk-up song was being played, but it is Mason Lee who pinch ran earlier. But that's a good walk-up song. I didn't mind hearing it again. Mason stands in, getting his first at-bat of the night. He scored the first of the 5 runs this inning as a pinch runner for Blake. He swings, and it's a fly ball to right field. I take nothing for granted. Sam Flores is there and makes the catch. The inning is over. A tough ball game on a tough night inning and a tough night overall defensively for Kelowna before 14-14 in the ballpark tonight. 1,414. The Knights score 5 and break it open with some help from Kelowna here in the bottom of the 7th. We go to the 8th. The Knights 9 and the Kelowna Falcons 4 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Ten to 4 Knights, top of the 8th inning. Left-hander Sean Wiese to the plate. Palfrey takes a strike. 0-1 the count to Griffin. Griffin is 3 for 3. Singled in the 2nd, singled home 2 in the 3rd, doubled in the 5th. Wiese back to the plate with a strike 1 pitch, hit foul into Urchin Alley. The Urchins seem a little bit more aware this time, and no worries about anyone getting hit. They were looking for something coming their way. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Sean settles in at the stretch. The left-hander back to the plate, swung on and missed for strike 3. Good breaking ball to get Griffin Palfrey. And that might be it for Sean. In fact, it probably is, because Brooke Knight is on his way out. It's not as though the kid's struggling, but he did throw last inning out of the bullpen 5 innings. Brooke comes out, he's going to take the baseball away, and Sean's going to get a well-deserved ovation as he comes out. He faced 7 batters, retired 7, struck out 3 of them and was in full command. A fan favorite these last 3 summers, further ingratiates himself with the Knights fan base. He'll give the baseball to another competitor out of George Fox, where Sean spent his first 3 years collegiately. Jonathan Stone will get the baseball. After a 90-second pitching change break, we'll see how Jonathan fares against Yoma Imani. But Sean Wiese faces 7, retires 7. Top of the 8th inning, the Knights 10, Kelowna 4, back in 90 on 1240. Joe Radio and the Knights live stream. Jonathan Stone takes the mound for the Knights in the top of the 8th inning. The Knights leading 10-4. Jonathan making his 9th appearance, 11 2/3, 7 hits, 5 runs all earned, 9 walks, 4 strikeouts, an ERA of 3.85. First pitch fastball strike to Yoma Imani. 1-0 the count. Imani 1 for 3, an RBI, 1 for 2 with an RBI in the 3rd. The strike 1 pitch on the inside corner, strike 2. 0-2 the count. Big Jonathan working ahead of Yoma Imani. No balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases clear in the top of the 8th. Breaking ball, swung on and missed, strike 3. That's a nice start for Jonathan Stone. 3 pitches and a punch out of Imani. 2 down in the top of the 8th inning. And Jackson Bird makes his way to the plate. Game 2 of the series tomorrow night. It will be AAA night and Wine Wednesday presented by AAA and Knocking Point Wines. 6:35 tomorrow night. The series finale on Thursday, Military Appreciation Night, presented by Pioneer Connect, the Oregon Army National Guard, and Marcotte Distilling. The 1-0 pitch after the first offering to Bird missed. Jonathan delivers a strike. 1-1 the count. Sam Sturr, Neil Feist, Sean Wiese, and now Jonathan Stone. Jonathan misses in the count, 2-1. Top of the 8th, 10-4 Knights, a 5-run 7th breaking it open. Fastball from Jonathan low. And the count goes to 3-1. Jacob Wright getting the start for the Knights in game 2 tomorrow. Miles Gostola, the scheduled starter on Thursday. The pitch to Bird, fouled at the plate. Jonathan back to the plate with the pitch. Hit high in the air to right field and deep. Back on the ball goes Stem to the warning track and makes the catch. Jackson Bird giving it a long ride, but it's an out, and Sam Stem hauls it in. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning before 14-14. It's the Knights 10 and the Kelowna Falcons 4 on the night's live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the 8th inning, Patrick Barnum ready to go. The first pitch to Ethan Hedges, swung on and fouled back. The Knights leading the Kelowna Falcons 10-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ethan, a sacrifice fly in the first, had been aboard on an error, fly to center, and had an infield single. Part of the Knights' 5-run 7th inning. He takes the strike one pitch in there for strike two. 0-2 the count. Patrick nods yes to Yoma Imani. The strike two pitch, a breaking ball taken just outside. Ball one on appeal. No swing. 1-2 the count. Sam Stem, the on-deck hitter. The Knights pulling away with 5 in the 7th. Breaking ball hit high in the air to left center field. Devaney and Bird come together. Backing up at the last moment is Bird to make the catch. That ball carrying, and Jackson had to go fully extended to make sure it didn't carry past him. Last inning, J.C. Ing hit a ball to center that certainly caught Jacob Devaney by surprise and carried over Jacob's head for a triple for J.C. J.C. in the queue, certainly as part of our Washington Park Advisors player of the game. 10-4 Knights in the bottom of the 8th inning. Sam Stem the batter, so is he. A sacrifice fly, a base hit, a run-scoring double. Sam pulls one down the right field line in the corner fair. I think he just answered our question. The ball being chased down by Sam Flores in the corner. Stem pulls into second with a double. Sam Stem, J.C. Ing in there for consideration for player of the game, and I think Sam with that double, his second double, his third hit, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. I think that the body of work, I believe, is going to get Sam Stem the honor. Tate Shamau, the hitter. Tate has flied to center, flied to left, been aboard on an error and hit by a pitch. First pitch is in the turf. The ball bouncing high off the turf. Yoma Imani tries to find it, does, and Sam Stem holds at second base. Sam Stem is one of those names that I have stumbled over a number of times. I'm not sure that I would even try, but just thinking about it makes me hesitate. The breaking ball lifted into shallow right center field. Flores and Devaney. Devaney backs up, makes the catch. Sam Stem tags, heads to third, and gets there. So with 2 down, Sam picks up 90 feet, and it's always helpful to get you a little bit closer to home, and that's true of Papay material handling. They keep you moving one step closer to home. They've teamed up with the Knights again this season in support of Community Outreach, Inc., a local nonprofit dedicated to helping people lead healthy and productive lives. To learn more about the team's connection to One Step Closer to Home, please visit corvallisnights.com/COI. But try saying Sam Stem 3 times fast. That was going to be the nature of the question. I can't say it once slowly. Tate Shamau flying out deep, sending Sam Stem to third. Anson Arrows swings at a 1-0 pitch and fouls it back. The count 1-1. Sam Stem. Try it quickly. 1 ball, 1 strike to Anson Arrows. Sam Stem at third with 2 down. 10-4 Knights, bottom of the 8th inning. The 1-1 pitch to Anson just missed. Ball 2, 2-1. I discovered inadvertently 35, 40 years ago when given a list to take to the, what do we need, honey? Get some dish soap and bath soap. I said, what? And she said, dish soap, bath soap. Try that 3 times fast. Dish soap, bath soap. Sorry to go Harry Carey on you here late. I am. And anyway, just a fun parlor game. The dish soap, bath soap game and the Sam Stem game. The pitch foul back by Anson, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th, the Knights leading 10-4. Arrows trying to pick up Stem from third with 2 down. Patrick Barnum to the plate. Arrows a slicing drive to left. Going back on the ball is Bird, and Jackson was in too shallow. This carries over his head all the way to the fence. Arrows cruises into second with a 2-out run scoring double. Sam Stem scores, and it's the Knights 11 and Kelowna 3.
Number
12-4, pardon me now. Ethan Hott, the batter. The Knights leading 11-4, pardon me. I think I had it right the first time. Ethan, the batter. First pitch, breaking ball in the turf, ball 1. Arrows has had himself a good ball game, too. Slide to center, lined out, single to right, and now doubles to right. Also had a sacrifice and played a nice part in the Knights' 5-run 7th. They scored another one here in the 8th. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike to Hott. Ethan has also had a good ball game. And a couple of stolen bases and a run scored. It's been a good all-around effort for the Knights. Not so much for Kelowna. The pitch on the way, breaking ball misses in that they've committed 5 errors, and they've had 2 balls carry over outfielders' heads that I both thought were catchable when they left the bat. Certainly the triple by Ing was. This one was more of a function of Bird just playing too shallowly and had no chance to catch up to the drive hit by Arrows the opposite way. So a learning experience, I dare say, all in all, for the Kelowna Falcons coming here after the long bus ride. Learning the lay of the land a little bit. Probably will be better tomorrow, I would think. Game 2 tomorrow. The Falcons will be out to try to get the series even. But the Knights are 3 outs away from their 7th straight win. Leading 11-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ethan Hott trying to add to it with Anson Arrows at second and 2 down. And a pitch clock violation has been called against the right-hander Patrick Barnum, running the count to 3-2 as he stepped off the rubber and taking too long to get the next pitch to the plate. So 3-2 the count to Ethan Hott. And the 3-2 pitch is in the turf for ball 4. Phoenix call to the plate. Phoenix has one more shot tonight to try to make something a little more out of his night. He's 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Like to end his offensive night on a better note. We'll see. First and second, 2 down. Phoenix takes high, ball 1. Talking yesterday about the end of DiMaggio's streak. Had he gotten a hit in game 57, Heinz Ketchup was going to offer him a lifetime contract to be a pitchman for Heinz 57 the rest of his life. They were going to pay him to endorse it the rest of his life, even if the streak ended up being a different number. Phoenix call takes a strike and the count 1-1. Kenny Keltner robbed him, and thus the streak ended at 56. The 1-1 pitch to Phoenix, down and away, ball 2, 2-1. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 8th, the run in, 11-4 Knights. In game 38 of the streak, with 1 out in the 9th inning and a man on, Tommy Henrik chose to bunt. Rather than, he was afraid he might hit into a double play, and thus not give Joe D, who was on deck and at that point had been 0 for 4, one more chance to hit. So with 1 on and 1 out in the 9th inning, Henrik bunted, and DiMaggio thus came to the plate with 2 outs and doubled to run the streak to 38 games. But there weren't many misses, near misses like that. The 2-2 pitch to Call, a ground ball to second, picked up by Gutierrez. He throws to first to retire Phoenix and end the inning. But the Knights pick up another run for good measure and are 3 outs away from wrapping this one up. We go to the top of the 9th. The Knights 11 and the Kelowna Falcons 4 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Top of the 9th inning, 11-4 Knights. Jonathan Stone missing on the first pitch. Now the 1-0 offer and a grounder to short. Phoenix Call fires across to Ethan Hedges to get Gutierrez 1 away. And Jacob Devaney will be the batter. The Knights with 3 in the first, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and then pulled away. 5 in the 7th, 1 more in the 8th. The Falcons with 3 in the 3rd and 1 in the 5th inning. The Knights have played good baseball tonight. Hit opportunistically, taking advantage of the generosity of the opposition. 4 runs, 7 hits, 5 errors. First pitch missing, or in there for a strike to Devaney, and the 0-1 pitch misses. 1-1 the count. 11-4 Knights. Devaney at the plate, 1 out, nobody on, top of the 9th inning. The 1-1 pitch from Jonathan Stone misses, down and away, ball 2. Devaney is 1 for 4. He takes high, ball 3, 3-1. Raphael Smink on deck. Jonathan's 3-1 pitch. high and away for ball 4. That'll bring Raphael Smink to the plate with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. The Knights comfortably in front 11-4. Game 2 of the series tomorrow at 6:35. Jacob Wright for the Knights. Miles Gostola will get the start on Thursday for the Knights. Smink swings, a little swinging bunt in front of the plate. Arrows to call for 1, to first for a double play, and the game is over. What a double play. The Knights turn in to end what has been a good night all the way around for the Knights. Arrows pounces on it and goes 2-6-3. That's not a double play you see very often in life. A 2-6-3 double play to end the game in the 9th inning. And in the first inning tonight offensively, the Knights with 3 sacrifice flies. So you come to the ballpark, you see something you don't see. That's the beauty of the great summer game. Something unique and unusual almost every time you come out. That's a 2-6-3 game-ending double play. Anson Arrows to Phoenix Cole to Ethan Hedges. The Knights win it 11-4. They've won 7 in a row. Game 2 tomorrow night, 6:35 with a 6:20 live stream pregame show. The Knights 11 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Kelowna 4 runs, 7 hits, and 5 errors. Jacob Wright tomorrow night. Tonight's crowd 1,414. We hope you're part of the festivities tomorrow night. For Andrew Henderson, Casey Lavin, Thomas Rudolph, and our entire crew, this is Mike Parker from Goss Stadium at Coleman Field in Corvallis, thanking you for joining us. Again, our final score, the Corvallis Knights 11, the Kelowna Falcons 4. See you tomorrow at 6:20, right back here on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. So long.